Some people wake up every morning to money they didn't work for the day before. Not from stocks, not from crypto. From businesses so unsexy that most people scroll right past them. And if you've ever felt like every good business idea is already taken, you're about to realize that the real gold is hiding in plain sight. Stuff you've seen 100 times and never once thought, I could own that. I went through 20 low-maintenance business models and ranked them by how little effort it takes to keep the cash flowing. Some of these are going to sting a little because you've probably walked right past your own paycheck and didn't even know it. If you only remember one thing from this entire list, make it the last one. It's not even a business. It's the one principle that turns any of these into a machine that prints while you sleep. Let's get into it. The first category of boring money is the kind that happens above your head, below your feet, and in places you'd rather not look. Take window cleaning for commercial buildings. Someone dangling off a skyscraper with a squeegee. It looks like a tough job, and it is. That's exactly why the guys who run the crews aren't the ones on the rope. An operator running 3 two-person crews, focusing only on office buildings and hospitals, can bill $300,000 a year without ever leaving the ground. The contracts renew annually, the clients don't shop around, and the barrier to entry isn't money. It's the fact that heights freak people out. If heights freak you out, you don't climb the ladder. You hire the guy who does and keep the spread. First pattern you'll see everywhere: physical discomfort is a moat. The more unpleasant the work looks, the fewer people compete. Pressure washing, same logic, no harness. You need a machine that costs maybe $2,000 and a landscape full of dirty concrete. What makes this one interesting isn't the equipment, it's the billing structure. The smart operators don't sell one-off jobs. They lock in annual contracts with condo boards and property managers. Think of it like this: selling a single ice cream cone versus being the guy who delivers ice cream every Monday for the entire year. One pays you once, the other erases next week's anxiety. Portable restroom rentals. This is probably the least attractive business on the entire list, and that's exactly why it's one of the most profitable. The global market is projected to hit nearly $35 billion by 2030. Every construction site, every outdoor wedding, every fair needs one. Nobody wants to own one. You buy the units, rent them per month, clean them on a scheduled route, and collect.
You're not selling a product. You're renting out something people are actively repulsed by. And that repulsion is your paycheck. The grosser the asset, the quieter the competition. Vending machines. They've changed. Screens, card readers, remote monitoring from your phone. A single well-placed machine in a factory or a gym can net between $300 and $1,000 a month. The product barely matters. The location is everything. What are you really buying when you install one? Permission to stand 24 hours a day in a spot that was generating $0 before. That empty hallway was worthless until your machine occupied it. ATM networks. This pairs perfectly with vending. You buy machines, place them in cash-heavy spots, keep them stocked, and collect a fee every time someone withdraws. Bars, laundromats, flea markets. Somewhere between $1,000 and $3,000 a month per machine. It sounds like something only banks can do. It's not. You're just solving an invisible problem, people needing cash where there isn't any. And once you're in a location with one machine, getting the owner to accept a second one is almost automatic. 2 income streams, same stop. Now let's shift to something less mechanical, but just as repetitive.
Bookkeeping for small businesses. Every small business owner in America hates doing their books. They'll pay between $500 and $1,500 a month to make the problem disappear. 10 clients at $1,000 each is $10,000 a month. Laptop, basic software, 0 employees. The global accounting services market is exploding toward $1 trillion. You don't need a CPA to handle cleanup work for a local electrician or a landscaper. What you're selling isn't a credential. It's the peace of mind that someone else is dealing with the shoebox of receipts. Residential and commercial cleaning. A solo operator with 5 recurring weekly clients can pull $5,000 to $8,000 a month. A 4-person crew jumps that to $25,000 or $40,000. Margins between 35% and 50%. The #1 reason cleaning businesses fail:
They chase new customers instead of hugging the ones they have. Recurrence is the entire game. A client who pays you every week for a year is worth more than 12 one-timers. Pest control. Cockroaches don't care about the economy. Once a restaurant or an apartment building signs a monthly maintenance contract, it practically renews itself. The health inspector is scarier than your invoice. The market's cruising past 34 billion globally. And here's the advantage. You're not chasing. When a client has a pest problem, they call you urgently. They don't negotiate on price when there's a rat in the kitchen. Coin laundry. The industry generates close to $7 billion a year in the US alone. The average location grosses around $150,000 annually, with net margins pushing 35%. And here's the stat that sounds made up. 95% of laundromats are still operating after 5 years. Compare that to restaurants. Machines don't call in sick. They don't complain to HR. They just take quarters. And the real play? The vending machine you also put in the corner, the ATM, the Wi-Fi that keeps people waiting longer. A laundromat quietly becomes several businesses under one roof. Self-storage. The market is over $45 billion in the US. Nearly 1 in 8 American households rents a unit. Homes are shrinking, stuff is accumulating, and the fastest-growing customer isn't families in transition. It's small e-commerce sellers using units as cheap warehouses. You're not selling space, you're solving a problem modern life creates automatically: where to put everything. Heavy equipment and tool rental. You buy a commercial-grade mower once, you rent it out 30 times. Small contractors don't want to own specialized gear for a 3-week project. They want to pay you for access and forget about maintenance. You absorb the ownership cost once and let the asset pay you back for years. Same logic as the portable restrooms. Own the thing nobody wants to own, charge for access. Sports card reselling. This sounds like a hobby, and that's the edge. People buy bulk lots of thousands of cards. You identify the valuable ones, grade them, and resell on specialized marketplaces. The money is in the process, not the luck. A single mispriced card erases the profit from dozens of correct ones. Most people see cardboard nostalgia. The operator sees a repeatable classification and arbitrage system.
Light manufacturing of small parts. Nobody dreams of making screws. That's why almost nobody competes. A manufacturer focused on custom plastic connectors for a niche industry can generate millions. The giant factories won't stop a production line for 1,000 units of an odd-sized bolt. That order that's too small for them is your entire business. Management software for small businesses. You don't need to build the next social network. You need to solve a specific headache for electricians or small shop owners. They're already paying $100 a month for mediocre tools. If your software simply makes the problem go away, you've got a recurring customer. Nobody's competing for the unglamorous niche because the big players think it's boring. Perfect. Boring pays. Specialized electrical services. A traditional electrician does fine, but an electrician who specializes in EV charger installations and smart home wiring can charge well north of $250 an hour. Most electricians haven't specialized yet. The homes are already being built. The chargers are already going in. The window is open right now for anyone who gets there first.
Commercial kitchen plumbing. Restaurants can't wait a week when a grease trap fails. They pay a premium to have it fixed now. A plumber in Australia built a 7-figure business by focusing only on kitchens. He didn't try to serve everyone. He became the irreplaceable person for one type of client. When you're irreplaceable, you stop competing on price entirely. Parking lots. This, by several accounts, the most boring business of all. A well-located lot in a business district can generate $10,000 to $30,000 a month with almost no operating costs. Someone running 5 small lots can pull $600,000 a year. There's no product, no restocking, just a piece of dirt in a place people need to leave their car. Location can't be copied overnight. Whoever got there first keeps the advantage permanently. Service franchises. The average annual revenue of a service franchise sits above $1 million. McDonald's, probably not owned by the corporation. It's owned by a person who bought a manual. You're not buying a brand. You're buying a system where someone else already made the expensive mistakes. Franchises represent more than 10% of US businesses and roughly 3% of GDP. It's not about being original. It's about executing something proven. Buying an existing business. Most people think they have to build from zero. You don't. Walker Deibel, who wrote Buy Then Build, points out that acquiring an already cash-flowing business eliminates the deadliest phase, the period where you don't know if it'll work. Businesses with recurring revenue sell for 3 to 5 times annual earnings. You're not betting on a future that hasn't arrived. You're buying money that's already moving. And we're at number 1. It's not a specific industry. It's the thread that runs through everything you just heard. The difference between getting rich slowly and never getting rich at all isn't which business you pick. It's whether that business pays you once or pays you every month. If you sell a popsicle, you earn once. If you rent the popsicle cart to someone else, you earn every month without selling another popsicle. That's the laundromat, the storage unit, the pest control route, the bookkeeper's retainer, the ATM fee. They all share the same invisible structure. The customer pays, leaves, and comes back next month without you having to reconvince them. Morgan Housel said people underestimate the power of simple things that repeat consistently because they chase excitement instead of consistency. That's the entire secret. None of these are brilliant. All of them are consistent. So, the next time you evaluate an idea, ask one question. Does it pay me once, or does it pay me every month? That single filter will cut through 90% of the noise that keeps people stuck dreaming about the big idea while someone else quietly buys a second laundromat. I want to tell you about 2 people. Daniel spent 2 years hunting for a unique app idea, burned through his savings on attempts that never took off because every new idea competed with 1,000 others. He's still employed, still searching, and every year that passes makes the leap feel heavier. Alex was the same age. He didn't chase the new thing. He bought a small laundromat that had been running for 15 years, proven cash flow. While paying off the loan, he added 2 vending machines in a nearby gym. Within 4 years, the combined income replaced his job. Today, cash hits his account while he sleeps. Nobody in his circle would guess how he built that freedom. The difference between them was never intelligence or luck. One chased the exciting thing. The other built the boring one, and the boring one had almost zero competition waiting for him when he arrived.
If something on this list clicked for you, hit like. It pushes this out to people stuck in the same loop you just broke out of. Subscribe if you want more real strategy without the hype. And tell me in the comments which business surprised you most, or which one you'd actually consider. I read every single one. See you in the next video.